nitong mga punishable acts na nakalista dito sa Section 4. Sila po, yung principles at yung acts na iyon, specific po at explicitly provided dito nga po sa Section 4, Mr. President.
I guess what we're driving at, Your Honor, is the need to distinguish between the acts mentioned under Section 5 that are acts that may be included to consider one an accomplice and those listed under principles in Section 4. Kasi yun ang medyo baka may overlap po. Unlike yung accomplice and accessory, medyo magkaiba talaga. So when you say na knowingly provide or facilitate access to accounts, device, platforms, payment channels, medyo kaya kong makita po yun dun sa principal. So I just leave it to Her Honor to perhaps emphasize the distinction so that clear talaga kung sino yung principal dito na hindi makalusot at they will try to just be tried as an accomplice.
Yes, Mr. President. I-review po namin ito, sections 4 to 6, para siguruhin na yung differentiation ay sapat. Mapapansin natin ngayon pa lang dun sa section 5, accomplice liability, meron talagang phrase na not being a principal under this act. So titignan po namin ulit, Mr. President, yung tatlong section na yun para siguruhin na walang ganong overlap, Mr. President.
Yes, yun lang naman po on that point, no? So I'll move on to the next. So there is a provision.
Sorry, Mr. President. Additionally, before we leave this issue, para lang bigyan ng diin, ito nga pong sections 4 to 6, differentiating principals, accessories, or accomplices and accessories, galing po sa mga prosecutors na
Okay.
kasalukuyang nag-handle sa mga OSAE
Okay.
cases.
Okay, then
Mr.
that's good,
President.
Mr. President. I don't have any special expertise, so komportable po yung ating prosecutors diyan, then that's fine with this representation. If Her Honor would like to emphasize, I leave it up to Her Honor, pero kung komportable na po siya without need of explaining the difference, then at least those who are directly involved in prosecutors are the ones who are saying that they are comfortable with this distinction.
Salamat,
Thank you.
Mr. President. But again, I don't mind na ipapasada namin ulit sa kanila itong mga OSAE prosecutors para lang siguruhin na differentiated talaga sa isa't isa yung tatlong klaseng offenders na ina-identify dito, Mr. President.
Okay. So, Mr. President, I go on to another point. Meron tayong provision in the bill. Which would basically exempt certain persons from being considered in violation of this law. And this would be, the law specifically says that any law enforcement official, social welfare officer, health personnel, or authorized representative of a government agency or accredited NGO who, in good faith and performance of official duties or authorized function, conducts or participate in rescue operations, protective custody, case management, referral, etc., for the protection of a child. These persons mentioned shall be free from administrative, civil, or criminal liability. So, am I correct, Your Honor, that this is intended to, kunyari, undercover ka, tapos pumasok ka sa site, kasi under this bill, by merely paying a membership fee, by joining an organization that promotes these criminal activities, that is already punishable. So this provision seeks to exempt these people, and this is known as the safe harbor provision. Is that correct, Mr. President?
Sorry, Mr. President. Which section is the gentle lady referring to?
The
In
safe
which-
harbor provision is section 12C in your bill.
12. Thank you.
It is on page 26.
Thank you. 12C. Yes, Mr. President. Good faith child protection interventions. I'm sorry, the question again of the gentle lady?
So I was just putting on record the purpose of such a provision. This is actually known as a safe harbor provision or safe harbor coverage gap, which would give law enforcers and the named persons, kasi very specific yung enumeration dito, law enforcement officers, social welfare officers, health personnel, and others who are authorized to conduct these activities, be they in government or accredited NGOs, who in good faith in the performance of these duties would commit any of the acts which otherwise would be punishable. And the example I gave is if they gain membership in a prohibited organization for purposes of gaining action kasi nga naga-undercover sila. So tama ho ba ang intindi ko na yun nga ang purpose nitong provision para sila exempted sila, hindi sila covered by they are not considered guilty of the crimes which other persons would be considered guilty of.
Tama po, Mr. President, and that is one concrete example given by the
Yes,
gentle lady,
okay.
Mr. President.
So then my next question is, saan ho nanggaling itong enumerations of persons who are exempted?
This enumeration would include different institutions na nakatrabaho po natin in this whole process of enhancing the anti-OSAEC CSAM law to make it more updated sa mabilis na nagde-develop na ICT at para din mag-develop ng isang hiwalay pero parallel na section na gustong ilaan yung mga anti-OSAEC CSAM capabilities ng mga stakeholders pati sa laban kontra sa nihilistic violent extremism or serious violence. At ito pong good faith child protection interventions provision ay galing din po sa NCC OSAEC based and ang enumeration po ay yung mga sektor na nakatrabaho nila sa buong proseso ng pag-combat sa OSAEC at CSAM, Mr. President.
Noted on that, Mr. President. We just note, however, that since the definition is very specific, if you don't fall under this definition, then you could be liable under the law.
So, Mr. President, if the gentle lady sees a gap, yung mga child protection agents na dapat isama, this representation would be very open to a proposed amendment para gawing mas inclusive ang probisyong ito.
Kasi one of the frontliners, Mr. President, are teachers. And napansin natin na wala dito ang teachers sa inyong enumeration. Wala din po ang guidance counselors. And interestingly, we just talked about them dun sa manifestations ng mga kasamahan natin, which includes Her Honor, na sila nga ang naka-frontline ngayon in the in determining on what would be the best interventions in suggesting the kind of interventions. So they are not included in this list, Your Honor. I don't have an exhaustive list. It's just those two stood out on our part na wala dyan sa listahan na yan. Teachers and guidance counselors.
Point very well taken, Mr. President. So, pwede nating ipasok via amendment, isama explicitly yung teachers and guidance counselors.
And siguro po social workers din po.
They're
kasi-
already here,
oo.
Mr. President, social welfare officers.
School,
Ano po?
social welfare, sige. School, maybe I would think maybe we'll consider a open-ended in the sense that any others who directly work with law enforcers or child welfare agencies for the protection of the child, para lang di natin alam kung sino yung mahihingan ng tulong to penetrate these groups din, di ba? So
Agree, Mr.
maybe
President.
we can that one open naman tayo mag-propose, pero again we defer to the wisdom of the sponsor sa mga experts nga kausap din nila kung yun lang na ma-open up lang tong definition para basta may authority talaga.
Yes.
Yun
Which
lang
is-
naman ang importante.
Opo, Mr. President, which is suggested by the the last phrase na or other lawful interventions for the protection of a child. Pero mabutit ngayon pa lamang, mas maaga, i-specify na po yung ibang mga sector who are involved, no, in, for example, child rescues, to include teachers, guidance counselors. Additionally, for the record, Mr. President, kaya ito initially yung mga in-enumerate dahil based on their experience, yung mga taong ito ang kasama sa mga rescues. So, unfortunately, sa ibang rescues, ang mga social workers nakakasuhan ng kidnapping, mga law enforcement nakakatanggap ng habeas corpus petitions mula sa offending parents mismo, ang mga yung social workers na hinahabla for kidnapping. So, ito po yung ilan sa mga nakikitang scenario ng mga practitioners, and definitely pwede po nating idagdag ang teachers at guidance counselors, Mr. President.
Yes, yung sinabi lang ng ating sponsor na yung other law or other lawful interventions for the protection of the child, what that is defining is the lawful interventions of the said persons. So it does not expand the definition of the persons. It expands the actions taken by the specific person. So this existing or other lawful intervention cannot cover other persons unless we specify them or unless we give another definition, Your Honor. Just to be clear, kasi it just expands the type of interventions of the named persons, that the way it is currently worded.
Well, actually, Mr. President, the way it's currently worded, dinidescribe pa rin yung mga tao saying na who, in good faith and in the performance of official duties or authorized functions under this act, conducts or participates in rescue operations, protective custody, case management referral, or other lawful interventions, etc. But again, by all means, idagdag natin yung mga persons being described as conducting these duties or functions to include teachers and guidance counselors, Mr. President.
Yes. The reason we pointed out, Your Honor, is because it's now an exemption to a criminal act. So that has to be very carefully defined. Yung binasa po ng ating sponsor, yung or authorized representative of a government agency or accredited NGO, not necessarily po pasok doon ng teacher unless
Yes.
i-authorize siya. So with all due respect, it has to be specified kasi they
I
would
have
have
agreed,
to.
Mr. President.
Yeah, so yun lang naman po, point out lang natin kasi mas mabuti hong klaro tayo. I can move on to the next point, Mr. President. No. Here. Sige, nandiyan yung notes ko. Okay. The next item, Mr. President, is it's on the top. Here? Here.